Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm Allison. I am your new Friday Power Hour host, and I'm so excited about this, y'all. I've attended every Power Hour since last September when I was not a morning person. I was the late to work every day, hit snooze 20 times. And so, probably Courtney said, challenged us to do something out of our comfort zone. So I said, well, I'll join Power Hour, once a week. And it turned into a whole week. And then it just never ended because it gives me life. And I wake up and when I go on these clubhouse rooms, they always ask, how do you live an empowered life? And I really feel like I live an empowered life because I'm around all of you amazing women who just fill my cup every day. And so I'm so thankful for that. So thankful. So today, what we're going to talk about is I'm sure many of you have heard the book Atomic Habits. And I've talked about this before. A lot of you are trying to make sure you make it to the leader retreat. There's bonuses on the table for QV, right? You can even earn hotel and flight for this leadership retreat. So we want to make sure we maximize our time for the rest of the month and that what we're doing leads to results. So if you've not heard of, or even if you have heard, it's a good reminder. A lot of times we stay in motion. So motion is the planning, the writing the notes, the making of like the social media. You're either making the social media videos or images, but you haven't done anything with them yet. It's oops, need to mute. And it's if you it's easier to think of if you talk about you want to say run a marathon, okay? You write down your running days, you get a planner, you run a mile this week, two next week, three next week, and that's something a little bit more tangible. When you're planning it out, that's all motion, right? That's all motion. But when you actually run, that's the action. Action leads to results. Motion does not lead to results. Motion makes you feel like, right here below, makes you feel like you're doing something. It makes you feel like you are busy all day, when in actuality, it's not producing results. So you really want to make sure that you spend time every day on income producing activities. So we talk about IPA, that is income producing activities. You want to make sure you are doing your reach outs, following up with people. Okay, you want to make sure that you are actually posting in your savvy clothes. And I always tell my team, savvy is going to start, being more, will have more brand awareness. So when people think of savvy, you want them to think of you. Period. When people think of savvy, you want them to think of you. So think about someone who's reached out to you with um, maybe hair care or nail care, all the different companies out there, makeup. If you haven't heard from them in a few months and all of a sudden you need some new makeup, right? Or you need some new hair stuff because you just went through some hormonal changes and your hair's a mess, are you going to think of them? You're not going to think of them. So you want to make sure you are out there and people think of you, okay? So that is part of taking action, is showing up. And if you're not a social media person, showing up in your savvy at the store, at the gym, at your kids' soccer field, and engaging with people. Don't wait for people to come to you. If you see them in some cute leggings, you start the conversation, right? It gets easier after you do it. So you want to make sure you are taking the action because the action leads to the actual result. I'm going to send a link to, of course, you don't have to listen to it now, but it's a video, a 9-minute video with it's an interview with James Clear, and it's very good about the motion versus action. And he talks about, if you see there, motion is a way to feel like you are making progress without risking failure. So I challenge you to dig deep and ask yourself why you may not be showing up. Over the last year, I've been doing a lot of work on myself. And I realized that it was in my 20s that I started feeling like everyone was looking down to me and I was looking up to everyone. So when it came to reach outs and talking to people, I still had that in my subconscious that people are looking down at me. So if I'm reaching out to people and I feel like they're looking down at me, it comes across in your message and vibe, and you don't even know it, but it does. So if you're, you know, pausing, if you're, um, what's it called when you, oh gosh, I can't think of the word, procrastinating on doing reach outs, following up with people, then dig deep and see why, because it's going to be a lie inside your head. Okay. It's going to be a lie inside your head. Now, who has, interested to see, who has created lists this week every morning? Because I see a lot of you from Power Hours. Who's created lists this week of what they're going to do for their business, who they're going to reach out to, who they're going to follow up with, what they're going to post? Thanks, Hannah and Pam, for being honest. Yeah, you all have, okay? So I want you to go back to those lists today. Focus Friday. Go back to those lists and start crossing them off this morning, okay? We are like, all you need to make that reach out or follow up is 5 seconds of braveness. You don't need to be brave all the time, okay? When I first started network marketing, this is no joke. People think I'm crazy. I would count to five. I would send the message or leave a voice message. I would put my phone up while I taught for hours and be scared to look at it. I was so afraid what people are going to say. So, the more you do it, the better you get, the less scared you are. I'm going to drop a link in here. You'll have to make a copy, but for some people who need a checklist of what to do each day, this helps me because I'm working on authentic connections. And so if you were on Power Hour after 7 o'clock yesterday, you saw that, or you heard, um, I'm really looking to make authentic connections, which is helping with the action part because then it doesn't feel um, selfish, right? So I make sure you're in stories, commenting on stories. That is so important. And if I see something that doesn't touch me, I don't comment. But if I see something that I can relate to, I comment. Um, I know this sounds silly, but I have biracial kids that are 24 and 19. When I see little biracial babies, oh my gosh, I just want to hug my little 2 and 3 year old Gabby and Alex so bad. So I always let them know that. One day I saw a lady with dolphins at Miami or something, and I told her about our dolphin experience 2 years ago where our dolphin had scoliosis. I mean, that's interesting, right? So find stuff authentically to connect people with, and you want to make sure you are commenting on stories in Instagram and Facebook and commenting on their posts, not just a like. You want to do some kind of love reaction, shock reaction, and write at least 4 words, not just something simple. That way, more people will start seeing your posts and your stories. Um, I'm learning a ton about social media on Instagram. I mean, on Clubhouse. So maybe I'll do an Instagram social media training one day because it is amazing. But anyway, so let me put the link in here. Remember, you're going to have to make a copy so that way everyone's not working on the same document. But those are things I try to check off every day. And for me, I have ADD, so it helps me stay organized. And I like to see things checked off. I like to know, like, okay, I'm doing things. And of course, once you make a copy, modify it for what you want to do. I do also, I don't have it done on this copy, but on my copy, I have it in order from like the most important thing I need to get done that day. And your most important thing to get done each day, number one, in my opinion, is power hour. Number two, reach outs. If you ever listen to Eric, not Eric from Teamsy, he will tell you do your reach outs first and do not respond to any of them until you're done. Because as long as you're doing reach outs, you have follow ups. So you want to maximize your time by doing those income producing activities first, power hour, reach outs, then follow up. Those are very important to you. Um, I forgot to ask, is anyone new to power hours today, this morning? I know I talked to a few of y'all that were new yesterday. If you need help, just private message me or unmute and ask a question. But we are going to get to work and we are going to make the leadership retreat. Go ahead and claim it. Make the leadership retreat. And if you're going or if you're claiming it, put it in the chat. Claim it, y'all. And I'm going to put the video to James Clear's. It's on Facebook. To his it's a 9-minute, 10-minute interview, and you can listen to it just whenever you have time. Leslie, you earned a private room. Yes, girl, that's what I'm talking about. Love it. Pam, yes, I will see you there. Kendra, of course, I will see you there. Melanie, Blair. Oh my gosh. Leslie, we're about to be BFFs, so I can stay with you. No, I'm just kidding. All right, y'all, let's get to work. And if you have any questions, just ask. And remember, action. Action. Today is all about action. Finish up your to-do list. Go back. Don't write a new one until you go back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and finish those because you're just in motion again if you make another list, okay? Get into action. All right. I'm going to mute. Love y'all.